So with All-Star Battle R currently coming out in the fall of 2022 and only having one trailer, I really wanted to take some time to talk about the 4 total changes and additions that I'd like to be made to All-Star Battle R. These changes are going to be problems that I have with the game itself, and the additions are going to be kind of like extra content that I would like to see added to All-Star Battle R. For more All-Star Battle discussion and gameplay videos, make sure you subscribe. I've got a lot of content on the way and it really helps out my channel. As of right now, I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers before the release of All-Star Battle R, so if you could please hit the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. The first feature that I'd like to see get touched on in this game is the game's online. The netcode in vanilla ASB is laughably bad, and the game handles distance poorly and runs on 2013 CyberConnect 2 netplay, man. It's so bad. Even if the game says that you have like full bars, there's still like a shit ton of frame delay, and it only gets worse the further the opponent it actually like is. Modders did add netplay to the emulated version of All-Star Battle, but you can still only play people on your side of the region because the netcode is so fucking bad. I doubt that CyberConnect 2 will actually update the netcode for ASBR's launch, but honestly the game desperately needs it in order to stay alive. That netcode is just way too bad to be able to do anything with. All-Star Battle's other online features aren't any better. Like, all you have is player matches, rank matches, and rankings. There's no actual spectator mode, lobbies, or rooms, and all of these things have been standard in fighting games for years, so hopefully they eventually get added to All-Star Battle R, since they haven't been mentioned in any of the press releases that we've seen. Honestly, the only way I could see this going bad is if they're either not added at all, or they just hardly work like certain Arc System Works games at launch. There's also a small issue with stage hazards and music. As of right now, only player 1 can select the music and select whether or not stage hazards are actually in play, and this is really unfortunate because for the most part you're going to want to be playing with hazards off because they just slow the game down and are really annoying if you're trying to play the game even semi-competitively, since you just have to constantly be worrying about these projectiles anytime you get like a soft knockdown. And the fact that only one player gets to decide whether you play with hazards or not is honestly it's just really annoying. And for the most part, I'd say that people that play online are gonna want to be playing without hazards, and the decision is just left up to one person, which is like pretty unfair. So hopefully that actually gets touched on too. All-Star Battle is notorious for running like trash on PS3. Like, if you ever stand rush at any point, the game just dies. Certain moves like Avdol's Fire just completely slow the game down to a crawl, especially if you use them on the Part 7 Philadelphia stage. The reason why this is also important is because Avdol's Fire and stand rushing is going to happen a lot, since these are crucial parts of characters' movesets. Like, there's so many of the stand characters in this game need to stand rush in order to like extend combos, so having to see this multiple times in a match where like the game is just going to slow down, eat up your inputs, it's just going to get frustrating, and it's going to make playing this game just not fun at all, since at any point in the match it's just going to slow down whenever you try to go for like a B&B, which is just a huge fucking problem. It's going to frustrate so many players. And speaking of stages, there's also a big problem with them, and the game's frame rate drops even lower if you're playing on any stage that isn't Dio's Mansion or the Curious State because of all the things going on in the background. That's why you only ever see the same 2 stages in tournament or online match videos, just because like people don't want to play on these stages since the frame rate is just so bad. And honestly, I've gotten tired of seeing them for a while now, so hopefully when R comes out, the performance will actually be fixed so we could play on any stage we want. The fact that ASBR runs at 60 FPS now actually gives me hope that CyberConnect 2 will touch up on all these frame rate issues, which I'm hoping for because I really don't want to be playing on Dio's Mansion or Curious State for the rest of this game's life. The thing is that ASB actually does have a lot of cool stages. Like, I think the Part 1 stage is really good, the Part 2 stage is nice, and the Part 4 stage where you're fighting like in the middle of the street, they're all really cool. It's just that you only ever see those stages now in old YouTube videos where people honestly just didn't know any better, and it's a shame because I'd say like the game has really nice looking stages and we just can't fucking play on them. Since we already know that Trish is returning from Eyes of Heaven, it's pretty safe to say that CyberConnect 2 is going to be reusing a lot of assets from that game. Right now, I don't want to focus on what characters should return. Instead, I want to talk about what I actually want to see retrofit into ASB, like outside of the characters. Every brand new stage, taunt, costume, and color that was actually added to Eyes of Heaven, in my opinion, should be added to ASBR. For those that actually don't know, Eyes of Heaven added like 9 new stages that were in ASB and gave new costumes to characters who actually didn't have any before. So characters like Narancia, Mista, and Anasui are 3 characters that I know for a fact didn't have any costumes in All-Star Battle, and they actually gave them brand new ones in Eyes of Heaven, so it'd be cool to see that added alongside all the brand new content that Eyes of Heaven actually got. So from the trailer, we can actually see that somewhere between 3 and 4 stages have actually already been announced that are returning from Eyes of Heaven. Stages like Cairo Overpass, Boing Cafe, and Rome's Coliseum are confirmed to come back, along with the stage that people haven't been able to identify yet. So this actually gives me hope that they'll end up retrofitting the rest of the Eyes of Heaven stages, because I just really want to see the Death 13 stage in a fighting game so bad. Like, it was easily the most visually striking stage in Eyes of Heaven, but it was just such a pain to actually play on. Also, a quick shout out to this Jolene costume. I just think this costume looks so sick, and we absolutely need it in ASBR. I want to use this costume so bad. I know that adding all this is probably going to be like really frustrating for the devs, having to retrofit everything in, but honestly, having all 9 of those new stages and all these brand new costumes and taunts, like, it would just make a good game even better. The last addition, in big air quotes, that I want to see added to All-Star Battle R is just good post-launch support. Like, I'm cool with getting like more DLC characters, but I'm hoping that we get more DLC characters than we had in vanilla ASB, which was about 8. More potentially like more balance patches and more content too. There's so much content that they could add as like free DLC, like arcade endings, because ASB just did not have arcade endings. They could add in new game modes, like potentially like actually tagging in your character, your assist character, and having like 4 players play, kind of like cross Tekken, not scramble mode, because I doubt that the game would be able to handle a scramble mode like game mode, but it's just something that allows you to tag in like your actual assist character, and some more costumes, because in my head, like, I'm convinced that CyberConnect 2 isn't going to add literally everything from Eyes of Heaven into this game. So whatever doesn't end up making it into the game, I'm hoping it makes it in as free DLC. Or fuck, if they're going to make us pay for it, I'd probably pay for it as long as the price isn't absolutely ridiculous. Right now, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is insanely popular. Like, it's way more popular than it was back in 2012. Like, in 2012, all we had was just the Phantom Blood anime, and that's literally it. So that's why it'd be a big shame if CyberConnect 2 were to just put this game out, update it, give us like 6 DLC characters, never talk about it again, never address any issues, never give us any balance, free updates, any of that shit. It would be like a huge shame, because people are willing to pay for even more, and if the netcode is better, there's going to be a lot more people playing it, and the game isn't just going to die within a couple months like vanilla ASB did. But that's pretty much all that I want to be added to ASBR, outside of the obvious like characters and gameplay changes, which I want to make separate videos on. All 4 of these things are things that I desperately want to see into the game, like content, post-launch support, fixing the performance, and way better online. As of right now, I'm really looking forward to the release of All-Star Battle R. Like, if you guys are just as excited, please make sure to subscribe. I currently have like 2 videos in the works, like a tier list video and a character wish list video, so you're going to want to stick around for those. Online match videos are probably going to start being uploaded like soon. I still have a couple more combos that I want to upload, but those 2 videos are definitely ones to be looking out for. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, leave a comment below, like what did I miss out on that you really want to see in All-Star Battle R, and I'll catch you guys next time.